Hey guys, another video here. I'm gonna do another training session on Chesstempo. So this is standard mode. These problems are gonna be very hard, and our goal is to get 3 correct answers today. So okay, what do we got here? The last move for black was he took our bishop, knight takes d2, and now what to do here? What to do in this position. So it looks like we have a lot of options. There's all kinds of discoveries here. Very tempting discoveries if we move the rook, and it looks like black's king is on the verge of getting mated. But the question is, how do we execute properly here? So what are our options? The first move that comes to mind is rook e5. Rook e5 check, and it looks like he has only one move there, king h6. And after king h6, can't we just go rook f6? Isn't that mate? What am I missing here? So rook e5. He can't really block the check other than knight e4. Then we just take. That doesn't change anything. And if he goes king h6, which is the only move, we just go rook f6, and that's mate. Because this rook interposes the bishop. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that works. Let's go for it. Check. Okay, he blocks, we take. Oh, it says it's a good move, but we have something better. Oh, rook f6 right away is mate, because the knight is pinned. So wow, that was just a mate in 2. That's unusual for problems this high rated to be only a mate in 2. 1885 rated problem, but I guess maybe it was a little tricky. All right, so that was like, let's think of that one as just a warm-up. So we have 2 more to go. That was pretty quick, so I'm happy about that one. And what do we got here? Okay, queen h3. He went queen h3, so he's threatening queen f1 mate. We definitely have to act quick. For example, we can't take the rook because we got mated. So what else could we do? What else could we do that's so special here? We have to protect mate. Oh, interesting idea. Maybe we sacrifice our queen. We take the bishop, queen takes b5, and after pawn takes, we go rook takes d6. Rook takes d6. So now we already got 2 bishops for a queen, and now the rook is pinned. So next move, we're gonna move win the rook, and we're gonna have a rook and 2 bishops for a queen, which looks plus a very dangerous a-pawn. So that looks winning. So the question is, after queen takes b5, does he have any tricks? I really don't see what he could do. Queen takes b5, pawn takes, and rook takes d6. Is there anything special he could do there? I don't see it. So we're going to go with queen takes b5. Yeah, that was right. And let's double check one more time. Rook takes... Well, actually, wait. He could take our rook. We have 2 bishops. Yeah, that should be an easy win because we also have passed a-pawn. Yeah, that's a very easy win. He goes rook a6 there. We're just going to play bishop b6. Let's go for it. Ah, okay. So he goes queen f5. Queen f5. And now the only thing we need to watch out for is perpetual checks. For example, if we take with the rook here, he has queen b1 check, and after king g2, queen e4 check. And it's very hard. I'm not sure we could escape those checks, because if we go king h3, he has queen f5. That's what leads me to believe that we should take with the bishop. And now we could go king h3 in that line, because we have the f5 square under control. Yeah, I think that's the trick here. Take with the bishop. Okay, so now queen b1, we go king g2, and yeah. So that was actually that was the main challenge here. That was the main challenge, to take with the bishop. And actually, this comes from a game, Joshua Friedel against Shabalov, one of my favorite players. Alexander Shabalov was on the losing end of this. So very interesting, very interesting. So one of the main like themes here is avoiding perpetual. So as long as we avoided that perpetual, we're good. So we're 2 down, 1 to go, 1 to go. So far, very smooth today. Very smooth today, and let's try to do a hat trick, get all 3 right. So, okay, what's going on here? Rook c8. Rook c8, okay. What's going on here? Interesting, interesting. So, we're down a pawn. First of all, we're down a pawn. It's a useful thing to actually count the material at first, to get an idea what's going on. So the most obvious move is to take the knight on c6, then rook takes c6, and then maybe we could go a takes b, but he has the in-between move, rook takes c1. That's the problem. So that doesn't look very convincing. So I'm thinking another possibility is rook takes c6 first. Rook takes c6, and after rook takes c6, now a takes b. Now a takes b. But what I'm worried about though, rook takes c6, rook takes c6, a takes b. Maybe can he take our rook? Queen takes a1, and after bishop takes, rook c1 check. And we have to block queen f1, and we end up down material there. So that's actually doesn't seem to work. Let's look at it again. Rook takes c6, rook takes c6, a takes b, a takes b, and queen takes a1, bishop takes, and rook takes c1. No, I don't like that. I do not like that. So what if we take first on b5? We take on b5, and that opens up our rook. We're attacking his queen. So he almost has to play queen takes b5 there, in which case, so if we take the queen now, he takes with the knight, and now he has c6 under control. Again, that doesn't look very convincing. So what else could we do there? What else could we do there? Pawn takes, queen takes. Do we have other options but to take the queen? I don't think so, because our queen is hanging. So queen takes, knight takes, and then maybe rook a6 there. Is it possible that it works, rook a6, and it's some sort of double pin there? But then maybe he could go knight d4, then bishop takes. So I don't think his knights could protect each other. Let's look at that line again. A takes b, queen takes b5, queen takes b5, knight takes b5, rook a6. Nice move, very nice move. And now this knight is pinned in 2 different directions. But now I see this interesting move, knight e7. And now if we take on c8, he takes with the knight on c8 and protects this rook on d6. So I'm thinking if knight e7 in that position, if knight e7, then we just take the rook on d6, and the key is our rook is protected by our bishop on b2. So I think that works. A takes b, queen takes, knight takes, and rook a6. And then rook a6. Let's go for it. Wow, that was not right. That was not right. What this problem is very high rated, 21-19. So rook takes c6 first. I looked at that. After this, wow, I missed that move. Very nice. Very, very nice move. Queen f3, double attack. Attacking the rook and attacking here, which will probably lead to mate. Yeah. So for example, let's say he moves the rook somewhere. Now this is definitely going to lead to mate because queen f7. Now we have this discover check here and mate here. Very nice problem. Very nice problem. I'm not quite sure why my line didn't work, but yeah, it did look a little bit sketchy. I felt like something might be wrong with it. Okay, we still need to get one more. So again, wow, he has two queens here. He has two queens in this position. So I think the key is to avoid the checks. Because if we avoid the checks, we're going to end up mating him. Rook h7 or queen h4. The question is, how exactly do we avoid the checks? I mean, I actually find these kinds of problems very, very difficult. These kinds of problems really give me a hard time. Because you have to consider everywhere where your king could escape. So let's start with king f3, because it protects the pawn on e3, so he can't take it with check. Let's say he goes queen d1 there, check. We go king g3, and he trades queens. But now rook h7 is still a threat. And if he goes queen g8 to protect it, we go rook h7, and then it's an easily winning pawn endgame, because we're up a pawn. So the question is, though, does he have anything better than... What if he goes queen d1, king g3, but he doesn't trade queens? He just goes queen g1, and then he keeps on checking us. King h3, queen h1. So that definitely doesn't look convincing. So it leads me to believe that we need to go on the first file with our king. So let's say king f1. King f1, now he either has queen c1 check or queen d3. Let's say queen d3. Queen d3. Now king g1. No, king g1, then he takes on e3 with check. That doesn't look too good. I don't want to let him take with check. So, and if we go e1, he also takes with check, though. Very tricky. Very, very tough problem. So, what else could we do? I mean, if we go king h3, for example, he takes on e3 with check. Takes on e3 with check, and if we go king h4, then he has queen e1 check. Then it looks like at least a perpetual. So let's say queen takes e3, maybe queen g3. Queen takes queen, king takes. And now at the very least, he could just go queen g8, and I don't think we're winning that pawn endgame anymore. So no, we're going to discard that line. Well, this is a tough problem. What else could we do? King h1? King h1. Interesting. King h1. He goes, he has to go either queen c1 or queen e1. Queen e1 looks like it makes more sense. And now king h2. But again, queen f2 there. Queen f2. Queen f2. Maybe after queen e1 we block. We block queen g1, but then he has queen h4. Queen h4, and then we go queen h2. Nice. Pinning his queen. And then if he trades, queen takes h2, king takes h2, and now it's what we talked about before. We're threatening rook h7 mate, and if he plays queen g8 or queen h8, we still go rook h7, and then it's a winning pawn endgame. I think this is it. Well, let's go for it. King h1. Wow, it's wrong. It's wrong. Wow. Again, that was very tough. King h3. Okay, I looked at that. The queen takes c3. I didn't even consider that. Knight f3. Wow, just blocking. Knight f3, and now he has no more checks. And we're just mating him next move. But he has another reason. He goes queen c8. Wow. Pinning our queen, and if we take, he takes our knight. But now f5. Wow, that is crazy. f5. So now, now if he takes with the pawn, our queen is no longer pinned, and we just mate him. So he takes with the queen, and now we just take his queen. And in the end of all that, we end up a knight. That was a very tough problem. It's rated 2083, but it was very, very tough. Wow. Very instructive, though. Very instructive problem. I love it. I love it. Okay, we still need to get that one more. We still got to get it. So, okay, he got knight b6. Knight b6, and now here we look like we're very close to mating him. But how exactly do we mate him? So for the first move that comes to mind is bishop f5. Bishop f5 is a very interesting move because we're threatening queen takes h5. We're threatening queen takes h5, and if he takes a rook, now I'm thinking we don't go queen takes h5 because he goes king g8, and now our queen is going to be hanging. So I think we take his rook first with a tempo, and now we're still threatening queen takes h5. So and now the question is, so he can't take our bishop because it's mate right away. So bishop f5 looks very good to me, because now if he goes king g8, I'm thinking just queen h6. Yeah, queen h6 looks like it's going to win instantly. So, the only thing... Oh, yeah, and he doesn't have rook c1 check because our queen is taking control over that square. So he has no checks. It looks good to me. Let's go for it. Bishop f5. Wow, wrong again. Oh, my God. 21-10. The problem is rating. So bishop e6, I considered that too. I just didn't think it's necessary. Because after knight takes d5, now we just... Yeah, so bishop e6 is a similar idea. I'm not sure why bishop takes f5 doesn't work though. Bishop f5. I don't know. It's very confusing. But bishop e6 doesn't look even more convincing. Because now we're just threatening to take on f7 and g6, and there's nothing he could do. Because if he takes our rook, we take. So we still need that one problem. We got 3 in a row wrong. We're still looking for that one more. So king g7. King g7. Okay, so immediately queen takes h6 comes to mind. And if he goes king g8, then we have queen h8 mate. So he has to go king f6 there. And after king f6, what do we do? Not immediately clear. Yeah. King f6, we have knight h5 check there, but he hides to e7. I don't want to let him hide. So I'm thinking maybe we go back, queen h4 check then. Now he goes back. He goes back to g7. And perhaps now maybe we go, what do we do after king g7? Maybe queen g5 then. And we're threatening discoveries to win his queen. And what exactly does he do? What exactly does he do? I don't see. Let's go. Let's start with queen takes h6, because that's, yeah, I was almost sure that that had to be the right first move. And now is the tricky part. So I don't think we could let him, his king escape to e7. So we need to start. I'm pretty sure we have to... Oh, wait, maybe we could also... There's ideas to trap his queen. But he has queen f3 check, so that's not going to work. I mean, we could go queen f4 check to take control over the f3 square. And then, after queen f4, rook g1. I mean, that looks pretty good. I don't see why that doesn't work. Queen f4, he moves the king anywhere, and then rook g1. What is wrong with that? I'm not quite sure. Let's go for it. Okay, so queen f4 is an alternative. Queen f4 is winning too, but there's something even better. There's something even better. What is better here? Let's go with our initial thought. Queen h4. Ah, okay, he goes g5. G5, that looks like desperation, because now how do we end this? Looks like we have many ways, but let's say Queen H6 check. Maybe then he blocks though, Knight G6. Knight H5 check. King E7. He escapes. Wow. So, what else could we do? Queen H5 maybe? Now, Queen H5 looks slow. Queen H5 looks slow. We need to... Again, let's look at Queen H6, Knight G6, and then maybe Knight H5. But he escapes again to E7. Wow. Wow. Not sure. Really not sure what we could do here. So our queen is hanging, so we have to move either the queen or Knight H5 check. I mean, it has to be one of those moves. Queen H6, Knight G6, Knight G6, Knight G6, Knight G6. What then? Maybe Knight F5 there? Threatening Queen G7. Queen G7, I mean, he could go Rook F8. This doesn't look very convincing. Well, I don't see anything better. Let's go Queen H6. And now maybe we could just go Rook G1, because he doesn't have Queen F3 anymore. Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah, let's just go Rook G1. Okay, he does that. And here I'm thinking we could just win a rook. That looks like the best. Just take the queen and then take the rook. Yeah. Whew, finally. So that was tough. Wow, this problem was actually 2204. I'm surprised it was rated that high. So yeah, these problems were really tough. I'm really like exhausted after these problems, but I found them very instructive. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace.